Hi there guys, it's Tom Voyage here. Now in today's video we're going to be comparing these two ovens. On this side we've got the 16-inch multi-fuel oven, the Karu 16, and on this side we've got the brand new Karu 2 Pro. Let's go! So the OONI KARU is OONI's multi-fuel pizza oven. It comes in a 12-inch smaller version and it comes in the 16-inch version, which we see here. Now this oven is the Karu 2 Pro, it's the brand new version, and this is the Karu 16, which has been out for about 3 years now. Now I only just received the Karu 2 Pro this week, so it is brand new and we've only just done our first cook on it. So if you wanted to check out that video, I'll leave a link above here. Now the Karu 16 on this side, I've had for about 2.5 years now. I've used it lots, both for cooking using wood, charcoal and on gas, and I can quite easily say it's my favourite of all my pizza ovens to cook on. I just love how versatile it is. It's nice and big, so you can cook big 16-inch pizzas or you can cook smaller 12-inch pizzas with plenty of room. You can also cook other things like bread, chicken. We've done fajitas in here. We've done all kinds of foods, and it really has been an all-round great oven to use over the past few years. So in this video, I wanted to compare the two side by side. So let's check out the new features that appear on the Karu 2 Pro compared to the Karu 16. And see if spending your money on the newer version is worth it for you. So let's first talk about some of the similarities with these two ovens. Now, as you can probably tell, they look quite similar. They're a similar size and a similar weight, and they've also got the same size cooking area, which is a 17-inch by 17-inch stone, which gives you a nice bit of room to cook up to a 16-inch pizza. Now the thickness of the stone in these ovens is 15 millimeters. It's a nice thick size which is going to be able to capture and store heat so you can cook plenty of pizzas. It's not the thickest pizza stone we've seen on some of the ovens out there, but I've never found a problem when using these ovens. Another feature I like about these ovens is that you can lift the stone up from underneath. There's a hole underneath here, which means it's easy to remove the stone. So after you've finished cooking, it's easy to clean out all those debris afterwards. Now the fuel basket on both of these ovens is also the same size, so it's quite a nice large size. Usually what I do is fill it with charcoal, put a bit of wood on top. Now if you were using the gas attachment that comes with the Karu 16, the one that fit with this one also fits on the Karu 2 Pro. Now this is great because it means if you were going to upgrade to the newer version of this oven, you don't have to buy a new gas adapter. Now the final thing that I find quite strange about these ovens is they're currently the same price. Now I would suggest that that probably means this model is going to be discontinued, but they can both be bought for £699. So now let's talk about some of the differences we see on these ovens. But before we get into that, I'd like to mention that if you wanted to buy either of these ovens, I'll leave the links in the description below. It doesn't cost you any more money, but it helps me out with a bit of commission and it helps to support the channel. Also, if you are enjoying these videos, please remember to like and subscribe. So the biggest and the most obvious difference when looking at these two pizza ovens is the glass door. Now on the original Karu 16 you can see we've got this nice glass door with some air vents at the top. Now a problem we used to see with this oven is that when you were using wood, that soot build-up would mean it would cloud up the door, which resulted in it being impossible to see through because it was just completely covered in soot. With the new version, they've made the glass a lot bigger. You can see they've got rid of the air vents at the top here as well. So it's a nice wide screen view, but it's also got a clear view technology, which means they've done some clever science, which means it doesn't cloud up with soot as much. You can see there that there is a bit of condensation on the glass on this side. That's because this oven is cooling down. But when we were using this oven with wood, we didn't see any soot build-up on there at all. The next obvious difference that you will see is this temperature thermometer on the bottom here. Now the one on the Karu 16 is very, very simple. It just gives an ambient temperature. It just shows a digital reading and it shows it in either Celsius or Fahrenheit, and that's it. To be honest, I never really use that much. I still always use the infrared thermometer to check the stone temperature. Now on the new version of the Karu 2 Pro, we've got this advanced digital thermometer. So if I turn it on there, you can see that not only does it show you the temperature in both Celsius or Fahrenheit, you now get the ring around the top, which shows how close you are to that target temperature. But not only that, two extra things is it now comes with a probe. Now this probe can be used if you were cooking meat or fish or chicken in this oven. You can put the probe into the food that you're cooking and it tells you the direct temperature right there on the screen. Not only that, you can now use it with the OONI app. So if wherever you are in the garden, you can check the temperature of your pizza oven and you can monitor the temperature of the food that's cooking. So if we open the doors on these two ovens, you'll see now that, first of all, the latch is different. It's on the top of the Karu 2 Pro, and it was here on the sides of the original Karu 16. Now, that was a bit of an issue because it made it quite difficult to open the door. Not a massive change, but a nice little feature. The biggest difference you'll see is this here. So that's how you adjust the airflow on the Karu 16. Now, the problem with that is obviously once the oven's hot, this heats up to like 400 degrees. There's no way you can touch it. Even with gloves on, you risk getting burned. On this one, you can see they've got rid of that feature on the underneath, and all the airflow is done by this baffle on the chimney and a baffle that's on the cover at the back here. Now, having the option to change the airflow on the back and the front means you can change the amount of air that moves through the oven. Obviously, with less air, that's going to mean your ovens will run at a cooler temperature, and with more air, it'll run at a hotter temperature. Another feature you might notice about this is the adjustment on the Karu 16 is just a metal stick here. So again, that heats up really hot, makes it hard to touch. On this version, the new one, they've put some small plastic handles on here, which means it's nice and safe to touch even while the oven's in use. Again, not a massive difference, but just showing that they've thought a little bit more about the design of this oven. Another little difference that you might notice, and again, this doesn't affect the oven at all, but on this one, the OONI logo is right in the middle of the stone, whereas on this one, it's at the side of the stone. Just a nice little feature that I used to sometimes enjoy when you checked the underside of your pizza and you found that it said OONI on the underneath of your pizza where it had been imprinted from this stone. It's not going to happen with this one though now because it's right at the edge. I know it's just a daft little thing, but thought I'd mention it. Now, there's another new feature on the OONI Karu 2 Pro that I couldn't show you before because the pizza stone was too hot to lift out. But if you look under here, you can see in the base of the oven, there's this circular pattern with two screws and a removable plate here. You can also maybe see it a bit better from the underneath here. Now, I think that's a good indicator that we could see some sort of rotating pizza stone system released from OONI in the future. I personally think that would be a really cool addition to see and a nice feature to add to this oven to make turning the pizza much easier in the oven. So that covers most of the differences between these two ovens. Now, as I said, I've had this one for about 2.5 years. I've loved using it, but I've also really enjoyed using the new version. So I guess the question here is, should you go for the new version? Well, if you've already got the Karu 16 and you find that it's really a problem with that screen sooting up with all the soot that builds up on there, then maybe yes. However, I think having used this oven for so long, it's still a great oven, and if you get along with that fine, or you use it mainly with gas, obviously where there's no soot, you're absolutely fine sticking with this oven. If, for example, you're already cooking on a 12-inch pizza oven and you were looking for an upgrade, then absolutely I would go with this oven. It's newer, the technology's newer, it's got that digital thermometer that you can use with an app. They've just moved on with the times a little bit more and thought a little bit more about the design as well. So to summarise, if it really does bother you, that door covering up with soot, then definitely a worthwhile upgrade. If you like the technology side of being able to use this digital thermometer with the OONI app and having a more accurate thermometer, that's another reason to upgrade. And finally, if you were thinking on cooking more meats and breads and things like that in this oven, again, the help of that digital thermometer and the app that goes with it might be a worthwhile upgrade for you. As we said before, if you wanted any more information on either of these ovens, we'll leave some links in the description below. You can let me know in the comments section below which one you prefer, or if you think you would upgrade to the OONI Karu 2 Pro. Finally, if you've got any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. Thanks very much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and please join us next time for more pizza making videos. See you later.